Most Shopify brands are doing SEO the old way, doing keyword stuffing and not actually realizing what's happening with agentic search. So we're moving into a world where AI agents are looking at our stores, looking at our data and understanding what our brand is about. We see this in tools like ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, and understanding what our brand is about. If you run a Shopify store, you need to understand some major changes that's happening that's going to make a huge difference with how your brand shows up in search. So let's stop a minute. What actually is agentic search? Well, you know the old school way. You go to Google, you type a keyword, you get 10 blue links and you click on one of them blue links. Well, that's changed quite significantly. So what's happening is customers are going to tools like ChatGPT and they're saying, show me the best running shoes. And then ChatGPT is picking its knowledge base and showing results based on which brands fed the right data and which ones will get featured. So what's happening here is some brands will get left behind and we're going to have winners that are the ones that will be featured. So why does agentic search even matter in 2026? Because our grandma, our friends, our cousins, everybody we know are going to these tools and they're asking questions. They're having conversation with these AI tools. And it's a good way to get your brand featured, to continue winning clicks when someone's asking transactional questions. But what's important here is you need to understand that these agents are looking for the right data in our product pages and about our brand and our citations around the internet. If we don't have it, we risk being left behind and having our competitors shown ahead of us. Basically, AI sees all this information and it's coming up with its own results based off them data sets and what it understands about certain brands. So what big mistakes are brands making? What I personally see, I actually did a presentation on this recently, is product pages. So product pages have forever been left by e-commerce brands as this generic template that just has a bit of information, an image here and there, and then that's it. But when we reverse it now, your product pages are the core of your website. It's the core of your data set and it's how these AI agents are questioning your data and coming up with answers when people are going to them to search. So the problem I'm seeing as well is taxonomy with how users and bots move through our website. And then we look at the data quality that's being produced across all our product pages. So when you're putting your category meta fields in, when you're optimizing the front end, when you're looking at media, image assets, content, reviews, all this comes together to prove that you're the brand that should be featured within these AI tools. To summarize that, you need better content, you need better FAQs, you need better images, better videos, better context for how this extraction happens with your brand. So how do you prepare for agentic search? Here's some little tips. When you look at your product page now, look at a specific one. It could be one of your top earners. You're going to question, who is this page for? What is our ideal customers asking to get this product? What do they want to know? If it's hiking boots, to hike what? What are the benefits? What are the pain points? How deep can we go on that informational section to give context about who it is for? Because when you do that, you're opening up this new world to get specific on who you're targeting. For example, size, fit, durability, material, benefits, and then you work on your taxonomy. This is how you're going to build a better store for search. Taxonomy is what brings all this together, brings all them relationships together and gives the ultimate context for how your brand gets searched. The big change now that's happening with e-commerce stores, and this is what I presented on, is you're seeing your store as a database of information, rich data that these AI agents can come in and they can move through all that data and understand the context of who you're targeting, who your audience is, and why you deliver them products. Because they're the ones that are win. Brands that are doing this now are getting ahead, and the ones that are win across shopping channels and across everything that's happening with agentic search. So key takeaways now, agentic search is here. We look at what Shopify is doing, what Google's doing, what OpenAI is doing. But to me, when you're preparing for agentic search, you're going to improve your SEO naturally. If you're building better product pages, you're working on user experience, you're working on your Shopify taxonomy, it's going to open up so much opportunity for your brand. And then you're going to get featured in shopping channels and you're going to win in SEO as well, which is obviously the main goal now, is to get featured across all these different channels and make sure that we keep winning customers and we keep conversions coming in. I work on a 30-day audit, no questions asked, where I deep dive into your product pages, I understand your taxonomy, and then I provide a roadmap on what you need to do as a brand. Any questions, drop them in the comments. I look forward to meeting you.